everyone, welcome to Talk Mathematics. So today we are going to do the MATLAB code for finding the root of a function using the bisection method. So let me just tell you how the bisection method works. So in bisection method we have a function, suppose f of x, and its root lies in the interval a comma b, and we need to find this root. So what we have is we have a point, suppose here, and b point here. So we know that the function root lies this in interval. That means at one point this function value is positive and at other point this function value is negative. So let us consider that a point the function value is positive and for b point the function value is negative. Then we'll construct a c, which is the midpoint of a and b. And at c we'll again check the value of function. So we'll put c point in the function and suppose we get a positive answer for f of c as well. Okay, so now our new interval will become c comma b, because in the interval c comma b one value is positive and other value is negative. But we always rename our interval. Whenever we get a new interval, we'll always rename it as our previous. We'll rename it as a comma b. So the next graph will look like c name has changed to a and b remains b only. At a point the function value is positive and at b point the function value is negative. Then we'll again repeat this. Then again from a and b we'll calculate a c, which is the midpoint, and suppose this time we'll put, we put the c point in the function, we get a negative answer. So now our interval become a and c, because in between a and c we have one positive and one negative. Then again we will rename it as our previous, like a and b. And this step will go repeat and repeat, it will repeat again and again, and at the end we'll now get a shorter interval and we can easily find out the root of the function. So this is the whole procedure for bisection method, and we will be using it to write the code. So if you are new to MATLAB, you can watch my video that covers all the basics and syntax that are required before starting with the code for actual maths problems. The link is in description. So for writing the code, let us consider the function f of x to be x square minus 27 and its root lies in the interval 5, 6. So let us write the code for this. So our first step will be defining the function. So let us name it our function as f. So you know that always function begin with at, then in brackets we write the number of variables. So we have only one variable, we will write only x. Then we'll define, which is x square minus 27. Then we'll define our interval in the form of a and b. The lower limit is always a, so a will be 5. And the upper limit is the b value. So we will define a and b like this. So let us write the comments here that this is the function. This value is the lower limit of the interval and b value is the upper limit of the interval. Now we will write the tolerance limit. So tolerance we have defined as TOL. So tolerance will help you to calculate the error. You have to write the step also where we have to stop. So this is the iterative method and it keeps on going. So you have to define exactly where you need to stop. So for this the error will be calculated using the tolerance limit. So you can define your tolerance limit as, suppose, 10 raised to the power minus 6. Okay, or you can also define any other way of tolerance also. Suppose you can write TOL is equals to 10 raised to power minus 6 can also be written as 0.0001, or you can also write tolerance as using exponential, so which will be e raised to power minus 6. So these are the different ways of defining your tolerance. Then now we'll begin with the loop, because we have to repeat the things again and again the c value is calculated and then it is put in the function and it goes on and on. So we will begin with the while loop. After writing while, first of all you have to write its end also, so that you don't forget it afterwards. So we will write end also. So after writing while, then you will write the condition for the while statement. So we will keep on repeating this statement till the error. The error is calculated using b minus a upon 2 divided by 2. This is the error value which is calculated. When this is less than tolerance, then we will stop. So we will keep on continuing this when this value is greater than tolerance. So what happens here is you are getting your interval changed again and again. So your interval is getting shorter and shorter. So at a point where the upper limit minus lower limit upon 2, its value is less than 10 raised to power minus 6, means your interval is very short, then you will stop with the code. Whenever it is greater than tolerance, you will keep on repeating your steps. So inside the while loop, we'll mention all those steps which keeps on repeating. Okay, so the first step is to calculate the midpoint, which is c value. So c value is calculated as a plus b divided by 2. So c value is calculated like this. Then now after defining c, we check that whether a new interval will be a comma c or it will be c comma b. For checking a new interval, we have to check that we'll write it in if statement, that if f of a into f of c, the midpoint, we'll check that whether f of a into f of c is coming out to be less than 0. So if it comes out to be less than 0, which means that one of the value the answer is positive and for other the answer is negative. So our interval will become a and c. Okay, so now the previous interval was a and b, and now the interval has become a and c, so we don't need the b value. So now b value will be replaced by c. So b, we will write b is equals to c. Now we don't need b value because our interval has become a and c, and we'll rename the b value as c. So if it does not happen, so we'll write the else statement now. So if a and c value is not less than 0, that means the interval is not a and c, the interval is b and c, because the value will not be negative in the a and c if we multiply them. So now if the interval is b and c, then we don't need the a value, so we'll rename a as c. So this is the main point here, that we have to check whether f of a into f of c is less than 0 or it will be greater than 0. So else statement will have the condition if it is greater than 0. Okay, so whenever you begin with the if statement, you have to end it also. So we'll write the end statement here as well. So after you are done, this is the loop has finished. So then we'll write the print statement. We'll write that f print f. Okay, within inverted commas, we'll write the root of the function is, so it will be, what value will it will have? It will have a c value. So how will c will be calculated? C will be calculated as the midpoint, a plus b divided by 2. So a plus b divided by 2 will be our root. So it will print the root as this. So if you also want to print the interval in which the smallest interval where we have stopped, so the interval is, we'll write interval as within brackets, and now we'll use percentage f because our interval has become shorter and the interval will have obviously decimal values. So let us run this and see. Right, so our c value is 5.1962. So the root of the function is this 5.196. Okay, and the interval in which it lies is 5.196 to 5.196, this. Okay, so as you can see, the same thing is appear in the same line, so we can change the line using /n. So it is now clear, this is the root of the function and this is the interval in between which the root lies. So if you want to find the root of another function, so suppose now our function is x cube minus x minus 1 and its root lies in the interval 1 and 2. So if you want to see the root of this function, then the code will remain the same, only you have to change the f value, a and b value. So here the function will become now x cube minus x minus 1, and our a value has changed to 1 and our b value has changed to 2. So now let us run this, and yeah, now you will see that the root is 1.324718 and the interval in which it lies is this interval. So that's all with the bisection code. You can also visit my playlist of MATLAB codes for getting the codes for various maths problems. The link is in description. Thank you for watching.